Parents say that it's an answer to prayer. Welcome to Freedom Alive. Critical race theory, gender confusion, pornographic books, these are all being pushed on children now in public schools. Teachers' unions and school boards are complicit, while many students are not even proficient in important subjects like math and reading. Thankfully, there are excellent God-honoring options. One is called Covenant Journey Academy. Joining us today to tell us more about it are Michelle Archival, the Director of Admissions and Recruitment, and Shawn Akers, the President and CEO. I'm blessed to again be joined by co-host Mat Staver from Liberty Counsel. And Matt, clearly, there's been incalculable damage done over decades from the agenda to take God out of our public schools. But when COVID hit, I think parents really saw that the propaganda was being secretly pushed on their children without their consent.
Well, you go back to the beginning of education, both private and public education. The Bible and the New England Primer were the two most influential books in American history, particularly in our education, and they were used up through the 1900s into the 20th century. And the reason is because we wanted to be able to teach children Judeo-Christian values. For this republic to be effective, you need to have people that understand morality, and morality is taught through the teachings of Christianity, through religion. And those are the twin pillars of America. And that's from George Washington on. All the founders clearly understood that to be the case. Then you had in American history a takeover of education, and John Dewey was very much part of that, to literally move God out of our school and to bring in what they called values clarification, so that there's no transcendent foundation and basis for values and principles. And that began this whole takeover of our educational system. But during COVID, I think parents really got an insight into what's going on within the schools when they were able to see online specifically what the schools and what the classrooms and the teachers were inculcating their students and the propaganda that they were being fed. There has been an explosion of interest in homeschooling and parent-directed education. So this is where Covenant Journey Academy comes in. We're very, very amazed to see how God has brought this together to be able to have a full-service K through 12 online school that brings a private school to your home.
It's an amazing story. It's an amazing opportunity and option for you and your family. We cannot wait to bring it to you, but our Freedom Alert is next.
The Girl Scout cookies continue to crumble. I'm Mat Staver, co-host of Freedom Alive. The Girl Scouts USA fell when it became a political advocacy group that pushes abortion and sexual promiscuity, and now it's the LGBTQ agenda. Girl Scouts offer a special rainbow stripe patch for members who complete a series of LGBTQ-themed activities. They can earn the patch by participating in 20 various activities, including reading a book by an LGBTQ author, watching a documentary about the creator of the Pride flag, and participating in Pride celebrations. These activities are required for Girl Scouts from kindergarten through grade 12. A Girl Scout troop keeps an average of just 10 to 20% from their cookie sales. Much of the rest goes towards supporting these agendas. Consider an alternative with Christian values such as American Heritage Girls.
Up next, Matt's interview with Michelle Archival and Shawn Akers.
I'm very excited about Covenant Journey Academy, and my very special guests are Shawn Akers, the President and CEO of Covenant Journey Academy, and Michelle Archival, who is the Director of Admissions and Recruitment of Covenant Journey Academy. Shawn, I want to talk about the beginning of Covenant Journey Academy and why CJA exists. It is a K through 12 full service online Christian academy that's available 24/7, 365, anywhere in the world. And what we have seen coming out of COVID, there's been an explosion of interest in parent-directed education or homeschool because parents have seen what's going on in the schools. In the public schools, they see the propaganda, but they've also seen some of the failures even in the private schools and sadly even in some Christian schools.
That's exactly right, Matt. It's really a once in a generation moment right now in education. The combination of COVID and then the advancement in online education gave parents a really incredible look behind the curtain. And they were able to see not only what their children were learning and how their children's minds were being shaped by a very broken system, but also that there's tremendous potential in the online world for education to truly level the playing field and give parents opportunities unlike any before. And thanks to your leadership and acknowledging this opportunity that we have to actually influence the direction of a nation through high quality, online, on-demand education, we birthed Covenant Journey Academy, and I'll tell you, it's already having an amazing impact.
We've started off at the very beginning of the program that parents are saying this is an answer to prayer, and you're talking to a lot of parents, and that seems to be the refrain that you're hearing, that Covenant Journey Academy for them is an answer to prayer.
Absolutely. I actually spoke to a dad this week, and his eyes filled up. He was almost weeping. And he said, thank you guys so much for what you're doing, because with everything that we're hearing about and we're seeing, there's states that have actually passed laws where, you have to actually agree to, if your child decides that they're a boy and they want to be identified as a girl, that if you don't go along with that, you can actually lose custody of your children, which is
And this dad was calling from Oregon.
Yes.
In Oregon, he said, just passed a law that said if you don't affirm your child's idea that they are of the opposite gender or no gender or a combination of genders, whatever they have in their mind at any given time, if you don't affirm that, you don't agree with it, you don't support it, then that child can be taken out of your home. And as he's sharing that story with you, someone living in Oregon, he is starting to weep and tear up. I mean, it's amazing, Shawn, what parents and families are experiencing. The incredible thing about education is that the scriptures say that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And you can be educated all you want to, but if you don't have the foundation of the Lord at every level, integrated with a biblical worldview, whether it's math, science, arts, literature, computers, whatever it may be, languages, if you don't have that as the foundation of all of your learning, then our learning is for no good. And in fact, the blessing of learning can actually be the very opposite. And so the amazing thing here is that K through 12, over 150 courses, all taught by certified teachers, trained also in integrating biblical worldview into each course. Plus, we can talk about this a little bit later, 30 plus courses on the college level for students that want to get a dual degree so that they can graduate with a high school diploma and an Associate of Arts degree at the same time while they're in Covenant Journey Academy.
Absolutely, Matt. The opportunities have never been greater than they are right now. A house is never stronger than its foundation. And you're exactly right. Right now, we've got nearly 50 million pre-K through 12th grade students in the United States. The United States is spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $700 billion per year to educate those students. And in doing so, we're seeing things like reading scores drop through the floor. And you'll see education promoting things that so many families don't want, at the same time that they're working diligently to get the Bible out of the educational process. And as you pointed out, that's the foundation for everything. If you take the Bible out of math and you take the Bible out of English and you take it out of art, then you're taking its very foundations away. And the beauty of Covenant Journey Academy is, you're exactly right. Every one of our teachers are ACSI certified. They're trained in teaching from a Judeo-Christian worldview. And they're adding that element back in that puts the foundation back under the house so parents can stop worrying and they can finally have a solution that meets their family's needs and sets their children on a very bright track for a future with a destiny, rather than having to worry every day about what they're going to have to unteach and unlearn when their children get home.
Well, online education, whether it's K through 12 or at any level, really is the future of education, and it is global. So Covenant Journey Academy is available on your schedule. It is available 24/7, 365, anywhere in the world. And it has rolling enrollment, which means you don't have to wait till August or the beginning of a new semester.
Any Monday.
You can start any Monday. I mean, that's incredible.
Which the parents absolutely love that. They
Yeah.
love the flexibility of, you know, doing it on your own schedule where you don't have to log on at 9 a.m., but you can actually tailor it to work what works best for your family and incorporate, you know, outside activities and come back in and work on the different modules. But it's tailored around what works best for you.
So really, I mean, if you need to change jobs or change locations and move, sometimes you're stuck in the middle of a school year because you don't want to do that in the middle of a school year. Now you can literally just do that and move from your public or private school that your child is in, and the very next Monday enroll in Covenant Journey Academy and not miss a single beat in your child's education. But you can also take it on the road as well. In terms of your timing, you can do it in the morning, in the afternoon,
Whenever
you can do it on the
convenient for
weekends, you can do it on your schedule. But you can also take road trips, you can take vacations, and you can have that education with you. If you have issues that come up, different things that you need to do, you don't have to worry about pulling your child out of school. You can take that with you. Right now, you know, we talk about it globally, but the impact of Covenant Journey Academy can have an incredible ripple effect in certain countries that you wouldn't normally think. For example, China is an example. Yeah. Tell us about one of the stories of a family that is wanting to become part of Covenant Journey Academy, and they're based in China.
Yeah, so last week I was able to connect with a family. They're based out of China, but they kind of traveled to Massachusetts as well, and they are in the process of getting enrolled into Covenant Journey Academy. They also said this was an answer to prayer, and they're excited about what we're doing and being part of it.
You know, Shawn, that's amazing to think of families in China. You know, we think about the United States, and obviously if you have a brick and mortar school, it's parochial, it's local. And certainly one of the things we'll talk about is how Covenant Journey Academy can actually help churches in their schools, because we have an affiliation program that we want to make available to churches in small schools or larger schools. But this here has no borders, whether it's in the United States or whether it's in Asia, whether it's in the Middle East. Parents can access Covenant Journey Academy anywhere in the world.
You know, Matt, you're exactly right. Online education is the great equalizer. It has done, it really is one of those moments in education that we're going to look back at because the history books can't keep up with the advances in how we're able to do this. Now, it's also really important to understand that the thing that many people associate with online education, the experience that they may have had when their public school went online, which was basically for a lot of students just putting the student in front of a Zoom meeting with their teacher, wasn't a great experience. But that's not a representation of the cutting edge of online education. What Covenant Journey Academy has are courses that are very carefully and specifically designed to reach out to students on your family's time. And like you pointed out, create this space for you to enrich your child's education throughout the day in ways that you could never do in a regimented, time-bound residential program. When you get a look at what our courses look like, and Michelle does such a wonderful job of taking parents through what our courses look like and feel like, you see that this is a very special thing that's happening here. We're able to bring truly high-quality education to parents on their timetable and their terms in a way that best meets their specific children's needs.
And Michelle, I know you're talking to a lot of parents, and it's a moving experience, really. You've said to me in terms of they're reaching out, realizing and saying to you that this is really an answer to prayer because they love their kids, they love their children, and yet they see what's happening in the schools, bullying. The one story you talked about was actually somebody who was bullied in kindergarten in a Christian school, and the Christian school knew about it. Yeah. But they said the issue was too sensitive during some of the controversies that were going on in the country, and they didn't want to address it.
Yes.
But that bullying is very, very negative impact. Not only that, the kinds of propaganda that they're being foisted upon with regards to gender confusion, with regards to critical race theory, whatever it may be, where it's literally deconstructing and putting up barriers between races and people and even divisions between families. Parents are really stuck in a very difficult situation, and they may not have the expertise to do homeschool themselves. The nice thing about Covenant Journey Academy is you're talking to them. This is full service. All they have to do is have their child enrolled, and it's full service.
Certified teachers that are there to support the parents with doing all of the grades, all of the hours, there to take that load off of the parents of saying, I'm going to come alongside of my child and just be able to walk them through the different courses, but I don't have to worry about all the paperwork because I have that support. We also have parent blogs on our website to support parents. I've had some parents that are new and they say, I don't really know what it looks like to homeschool. And I say, well, we've got that covered for you. We have blogs that kind of walk you through different schedules that you could adapt with your family, where you can do 2 hours of being on the screen and 2 hours of going outside and doing an activity and coming back and, just tailoring it around what works best for your family, but we're there to support.
And I know, there's a number of different learning abilities of students, and there may be different reasons why students can learn faster and another student learns slower. And sometimes it's based upon subject matters. I know you've had a lot of conversations with parents that maybe their child does really well in one area, but is struggling in math. And these might be even people that are already homeschooling, but they're having a difficulty addressing certain subject matters, either because of their lack of expertise or just the way that they have the dynamic with their children in that particular subject matter. Covenant Journey Academy is one where you can enroll full-time,
and it's
K through 12, and it's self-paced so that if you grasp a subject very well, you can go through that quickly. And if you need more time, then you can have more time.
Yes.
Whereas, Shawn, the model of typical education is everybody starts at the same time, everybody ends at the same time. And if you have somebody fast and a quick learner, they get drugged behind by those that need more time. And on the other hand, those that need more time, they can be left behind. And the more you get left behind in a subject matter, the further you fall behind as you progress through the upper grades.
That's, again, one of those places that online education is having such an incredible impact. The typical traditional system is in many cases set up for the convenience of the system and for the staff rather than the best needs of the student. And what we've done at Covenant Journey Academy is worked on a system that puts the student first. So you're exactly right. There are certain subjects that a certain student may move through faster than others, but need more time in another. That's entirely now at the fingertips of the parents, because we've given them all of the ability to tailor that to their child's needs. And that's something that you just can't get any other way. That's a real game changer.
So I want to talk about an affiliation program, but just to be very clear, so parents can enroll their child in any grade and have that child full-time. Yes. Or they can supplement that particular course and they can pick and choose. They want Spanish, they want German, they want math, they want a certain science course, and they can incorporate that into their homeschool or into some of their other education pursuits that they're doing.
Another exciting thing, as you mentioned, the affiliation program. A lot of the parents are mentioning, this is something that I'm excited about. I'm telling all my friends. One of the dads actually made a comment. He said, friends don't let friends enroll their students in public school. So they're getting with their churches and saying we need to start an affiliation program so that we can have our whole town, have their children enrolled into the church here.
With regards to the affiliation program, Shawn, that is exciting because that allows so many schools to start around the country. So in other words, you can have a church that's 50 people, not big enough to start its own Christian K through 12 school. But with the affiliation program with Covenant Journey Academy, they can have all of the courses taught with Covenant Journey Academy and or they can supplement some of the courses perhaps that they don't have this particular course filled in their curriculum. Tell us about the affiliation opportunities.
You know, Matt, if you even going back to the earliest days of the nation, the church has played a central role in the education of our children. But that's become increasingly difficult for a few reasons. Technically, many have found it difficult to set up a school. It's very hard to go out and hire teachers. It's very hard to design curriculum. It's very hard to do many of the things that churches would have to do to set up their own school. So you've seen limits in the churches that were able to pull that off and to do that well. Well, what Covenant Journey Academy is doing is, again, leveling the playing field and bringing a high-quality online education directly to those churches. And that potential for us to partner with the church and make it easier than it has ever been for a church of almost any size to custom design a program with us where they can launch their own school and begin to help the people in their church take back the education of their children is really an exciting aspect of what we're doing. And it's never been easier than it is right now.
Well, you can go to cj.academy for more information. I want to talk briefly about the dual enrollment opportunities. That is very exciting because we have partnerships with other institutions of higher education. Those dual enrollment programs for high schoolers, they can take up to 30, we have right now over 30 plus hours of college education courses they can take. And they can actually graduate with a high school diploma and also at the same time graduate with an Associate of Arts degree, a 2-year college degree, so that by the time they finish high school, they already have 2 years of college under their belt.
Super exciting.
That is very exciting. I mean, I wish we had that when I was going
me too.
to school.
You know, that does so much to add to the value of your high school education. We think about, one, there's no better place to invest than your children's futures. There's absolutely not a better place to invest. But what we've been able to do with partnerships with universities like Colorado Christian University is provide over 30 courses for these children to take while they're still in high school. So, Matt, what happens is that not only are you getting a top-notch education where a portion of your courses are taught by highly credentialed college professors, but your children are they're leaving high school and going into college with a large portion of their college experience already credited to them. So this was really money in the bank toward their college education by making very wise decisions in how you handle your high school education.
So for the cost of getting your high school diploma at no additional cost, you can get a 2-year degree. So the enormous amount of opportunity in terms of not only getting that degree, but also less cost for that education as well. And I also want to mention just briefly is that those students that are in the dual enrollment program, the professors that are teaching them are trained not only at the college level, but trained on how to teach those college courses to high schoolers. Yes. So this is a specialty that we offer at Covenant Journey. Now, in the final moments that we have, Michelle, I know you've had a lot of occasion to talk to parents at different events, and you communicate with them. What's the primary concern? What's the primary questions that parents have in terms of why they're looking at Covenant Journey Academy to educate their children?
I think, you turn on the news or you just read about it, that our world the climate has definitely changed where they want to take our children and kind of indoctrinate them with different things. And the parents are like, we want to take our children and we want to have control of that. And what you guys have to offer is exactly what we want. And so, if this generation follows and allows what's going on, the children, they kind of follow that. But what we're doing is actually, it's a Christian-based education, and that's what the parents want.
Yeah, and what this generation, I think you told me, accepts, the next generation adopts.
Exactly.
And so we're seeing a real assault on our children.
Yes.
And God created these children in His image.
Yes.
And there is an assault against them. And
Yes.
parents are in a very critical role with all the different things that are coming after their children. And Covenant Journey Academy can be a partner right alongside
Is
the
that answer?
parents to help raise their kids in the understanding of God, but also in a very excellent based education. In the last moments, speak to those that are considering Covenant Journey Academy in terms of how they can reach us and what the steps would be.
I'm excited to talk to you and your family. You can contact us at cj.academy, and we are here to help you answer all the questions that you have and come alongside you and support you. We've even had a lot of really great support from the community wanting to jump on board, so we are here to support you.
So it's cj.academy, that's cj.academy. The journey begins here at Covenant Journey Academy and continues for life, cj.academy.
Matt, I love how God works. I love God honoring ideas like this. And to your point, no borders, anywhere in the world, you can give parents control, flexibility, and solutions to help their child in the face of this relentless assault on our kids.
It's incredible that this puts education back into the control of the parents and gives their children lots of options so they can enroll every single Monday. We have rolling enrollment every Monday, every week of the year. So you can move from your school to Covenant Journey Academy and have no downtime in your education. You can start in the summer. You can go through the summer. You can have 6 languages, and you can begin Spanish in kindergarten. But most importantly, you have over 150 courses, all taught by certified Christian teachers that also are trained in integrating biblical worldview into each course. So each course has an integration of biblical worldview in that particular course. You know, God created all knowledge, and we have problems when we divorce, our knowledge from God's transcendent principles. And this really integrates biblical truth into every single subject matter.
Well, on behalf of so many people who are going to learn about this, and it's going to be a blessing to their kids and their family, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for hearing God's voice in your heart years ago and just bringing this together with your team. This is a fantastic option for you and your family. We love bringing situations and opportunities and stories like this to you, and I just pray that you will look at this, that you'll go to those websites, that you'll find out more information about it. Well, in closing, remember Psalm 97, verse 10, which says, "Let those who love the Lord hate evil, for He guards the lives of His faithful one and delivers them from the hand of the wicked." Our freedom is a gift from our Creator. We must never forget that and always protect it. So join us here next time, where you will hear victories as well as ways you can stand up for your priceless freedom. Join us again for Freedom Alive.